I've always said yes to things I have no business saying yes to, and that sucks. As a firstborn child, it was almost a duty to be a nice child, to always impress my parents, and I always wanted to be the role model to my younger siblings. And I've always been that person, that child that always said yes, that always wanted to be accepted, because as the only child, you have the attention of your parents, and once you get siblings, that attention automatically shifts to your other siblings. And because I wanted back the love that I once had, my coping mechanism was to try to impress my parents from childhood. I wanted them to acknowledge me, so I resorted to saying yes, because I wanted them to love me back, to bring back the attention that they once had towards me, to come back to me. But it did not work. And from childhood, I grew up doing that, even into adulthood. And guess what that did? That made me a people pleaser, not only to my parents, because it's fine, I have to please my parents, but that stifled my entire life. I ended up saying yes to friends, saying yes to boyfriends, saying yes to bosses, saying yes to situations that I had no business saying yes to. So what happened when I started saying no? It's not long ago when I started saying no to things that I have no to things that I had no business saying yes to in the first place. About 2 years ago, I looked at my life and I was like, something is not right. I was carrying a burden of those many yeses that I had no business saying yes to. And I told myself, I can't carry this anymore. And for the first time, I said a big no to something that I had said yes to, and it was really weighing me down. That decision was one of the hardest decisions I ever made, but I'm so glad I made that decision, because from that time, I realized that my life is so much better, because that weight was really weighing me down. That weight of the many yeses that I had that I had accumulated is now off my shoulders, and I am now living life, walking in the direction of what the Lord even wants me to walk in. I'm walking in the direction that I always wanted to take since I was little. I know right now it feels like I am kind of late to do this, but I feel like everything happens at the right time. At first, it feels like you are rebelling because you are saying no for the first time. But if you are someone that knows the concept of colonization and you've read a few history books about it, you will realize that during that time when nations were trying to get their independence, they said no for the first time, and it felt like rebellion. But as they insisted, they got their independence. So for me, my saying no is making me realize that I've always had a choice to be myself. I've always had a choice to fulfill my life purpose. I've always had the freedom to be the person I kept inside of me, that I stifled inside of me. And it kind of feels strange. It kind of feels like rebellion, but I know it's the right thing. So if you are someone that is struggling to say no, and you are always saying yes to meeting people at the time you know is inconveniencing, yes to taking up the extra shift, yes to I will do it when you don't want to do it. No, you don't have to. It will feel strange, but the more you keep saying no, you will realize that, hey, I didn't really want to say the yes. And you will realize that you are living a much better life, a life of freedom that you never experienced before. Go through that rebellion stage and you will embrace the freedom and the independence, and it feels so much better. Let me know in the comments if you can relate to this. Have you been that person that has always said yes, yet you meant to say no internally? Because the ultimate freedom you will ever experience is by saying no. And that is the biggest yes you will ever say to yourself. If you found this video helpful, I'm going to link other videos, other inspiring and motivating videos in a playlist. Thank you for watching. Love you. God bless you. Bye.